Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. With pranams to the Guru Parampara and with pranam to both of our immediate gurus, we continue our classes on Bhagavad Gita, and it is a very important day on 18th of this month, Shivaratri, Maha Shivaratri. On this day, they say if you do japa like Om Namah Shivaya or any of the Shiva bhajans, and if you can be awake the whole night, what happens is the energies in you are called kundalinis. They get activated, and that will help you in your daily life.
What if I cannot stay awake and just sleep?
No, you don't have to be awake whole night, just till whatever time you can be awake. But you should not sleep. When you meditate, you should not lie down. You should sit straight. So all your energies will be mixed or will be together with the entire universal energy. Because today, the earth, the axis of earth is aligned to the axis of the entire solar system. It is perfect alignment. You are very near to the solar system than other days. So Mahashivratri is celebrated for that scientific reason. With that, I request Daivik, I think first Swastik for the Dakshinamurti. What is the importance of Dakshinamurti? Can you all see the slides?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dakshinamurti slides, can you see? Okay. Vishwesh?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry, Daivik. Daivik, go ahead.
Sir, this is not my slide.
Dakshinamurti, Swastik, right?
Yes, sir.
Swastik, go ahead, Swastik.
Hello everyone, today I will be talking about Dakshinamurti Shiva. Now, Dakshinamurti Shiva is an aspect or avatara of Shiva. He doesn't have any main story like all the others, but instead he is more of a guru type. He is a guru. And although Dakshinamurti may mean many things, the most efficient one said in Ramana Maharishi's letter 89 is that Dakshin, of course, the south, and Amurti, which is formlessness, or they have the heart on the right side of their body. So this is what Dakshinamurti means. A formlessness situated watching the south, and it's also always installed facing south. It is never put in any different way. Now, sir, next slide. Now, this is the main form in which we see Dakshinamurti Shiva. This is Jnana Dakshinamurti, with the sun and the moon both in its hair. And he is generally shown with 4 arms sitting under a banyan tree, and he is sitting on the cloth of a deer or leopard. And he is surrounded by stages, and he sits with his right foot footed on the apasmara, which is said to be the personification of ignorance, and his left foot lies folded in his lap. In both his upper arms, he holds a snake or rosary in one hand, while a flame in the other, while his lower right hand holds a Vyakhyana mudra, which is a mudra, and his lower left hand holds the Kushagras or the Vedic scriptures. Originally, scriptures were meant to be written on Kushagras. Now, another thing is that he always holds his hand in a chin mudra. This can be noticed in this picture here. He is holding his hand in a chin mudra. So, next slide. Now, he has two different versions. They are Veenadhara Dakshinamurti and Rishabharudra Dakshinamurti. The Veenadhara is holding a Veena, as the name suggests, and Rishabharudra also says he is mounted on a Rishabha or a white bull. Now, Veenadhara Dakshinamurti may be called the teacher of music and arts, whereas instead Rishabharudra is one of the very auspicious murtis praised in Periya Purana as blessing the devotees for their great deeds. Now, there are many temples for Dakshinamurti, but most of them are only found in the south. The first one being one of the 12 Jyotirlingas is Dakshinamurti, the Mahakaleshwar in Ujjain. It is the only Dakshinamurti Jyotirlinga. It holds special importance for Shaivits as a site of learning. There's also a 112 feet south-facing Adi Yogi Shiva statue there, along with a linga called the Yogeshwar Linga. The south-facing Adi Yogi is seen as a representation of Dakshinamurti and is considered the Adi Guru or the first Guru. Sri Dakshinamurti Temple at Sukkapuram, Idapal Taluk in Malappuram district, Kerala. Prashishta was done by Suka Maharishi. It is also estimated to be 1,500 years old. Another old Dakshinamurti temple is situated in Punthotam village in Thiruvarur, Tamil Nadu. It is estimated that this temple is nearly 1,000 years old, and the idol of the Lord was fixed on the day of Mahakumbha Mela that took place 1,000 years ago. And now here we finally find our mantra. Now the mantra that this is there, this is actually one part of the Dakshinamurti Stotram. Could I request Rama Madam to chant this?
Rama Madam is not joined yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't actually practiced this, so.
Okay. So let us thank to Swastik. Very nicely you brought out this Dakshinamurti Stotram and the importance of Lord Shiva. Okay. I would just go back to our PowerPoint. Can you all see this? Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what we see is the Dakshinamurti. The picture depicts a younger teacher and older students. Can you see that? Can someone answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that signifies that Lord is not, he is not changeable. He is the same. People around him can change. They can grow older and all. For the Lord, there is no time. He is in no time, he is eternal. Same way, other things like he said about Chin Mudra, which signifies that we should go away from our three gunas and you should rest into Lord himself. And that is the knowledge. Then his third eye is also an eye which it is going to be told today by Drashil. So we won't explain about that. But You can see he is a very pleasant face, smiling face. And a moon which represents beauty is sitting right on his head, one side. Okay. Then there are so many other things. But as the swastik correctly said, it is the right leg on apasmara. And apasmara is none other than the ignorance of that we are not the God. We think God is somewhere outside, but God is within us, and that is the ignorance people carry. So he keeps a feet on that ignorance. So he keeps a check on the ignorance of people. So this is Dakshinamurti. And the most important of the teachings of Dakshinamurti is he teaches in silence. He teaches in silence. He doesn't speak. So there's an interesting thing. When he started teaching, lot of questions from the 4 or 5 disciples. And it is going on. He's answering one question, another question. After some times, he just became silent. Because the more you ask, the more answers. The more answers, the more questions. Finally, when he became silent, children, what happened is, the students started understanding, they started evaluating the answers and questions. And finally, they understood the whole teaching of Dakshinamurti. So it is a special way of teaching, there is silence. So most of the time, when you go to the ashrams, there is teaching in silence. The guru doesn't go on telling something. He will be silent. Buddhist, if you see Buddhist teaching, there is in silence. Ramana Maharshi, the teachings was in silence. That is one more importance. So with this, Adi Shankaracharya, based on all the teachings by our Sadashiva, he has made 4 mathas in 4 different places in India. And today, Daivik, am I right? Daivik is going to tell us about these 4 Adi Shankaracharya's mathas. Go ahead, Daivik.
Hari Om everyone, I am going to tell Adi Shankaracharya's 4 mathas, which is located all over India. The first matha is Sri Sringeri Sharadamba Matha, which is located in Chikmagalur district, Karnataka. Sri Sringeri Matha. Sri Sringeri Sharada Peeth is the southern peeth located in Karnataka's Chikmagalur district on the banks of the river Tungabhadra. Sri Shivreshwaracharya was the first Shankaracharya of this matha. This peeth has authority over Yajurveda. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, is the Mahavakya of the Sringeri Matha. It houses the Vidya Shankara Mandir dedicated to Bhagavan and Sharadamba Mandir dedicated to Saraswati. Saraswati, Puri, Bharati, Aranya, Tirtha, Giri and Ashrama are the titles of the Pitadipatis. Bhagavan's Malahanikara, Linga and Varaha and Devi Sharada are worshipped here. It follows the Bhurivala Sampradaya. Dwaraka Matha, the western peeth established by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya in Gujarat. Dwaraka is known as the Dwaraka Sharada Peeth. It is also known as the Kalika Matha. Sri Hastamalakacharya was the first Shankaracharya of this matha. Tattvamasu, thou art that, is the Mahavakya of this matha and it has authority over Samaveda. Tirtha and Ashrama are the adjectives used for the Shankaracharyas of this matha. Bhagavan Siddheshwara and Mahabhadrakali are worshipped here. It follows the Hitavala Sampradaya. Jyotir Matha is located in Joshi Matha in Uttarakhnd's Chamoli district. Sri Totakacharya was the first Shankaracharya of this matha. This peeth is associated with Atharva Veda. This mathas is the Uttaramanaya or the northern peeth. Ayam Atmanam Brahma. Atman is supreme being. Is the Mahavakya Vedantic mantra of the Jyotirmatha. Bhagavan Narayana and Purnagiri Devis are worshipped here. It follows the Nandavala Sampradaya. Titles followed are Giri, Parvata, Sagara. Govardhana Matha. The mathas established by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya in Odisha's Puri. It is the eastern peeth and has authority over Rig Veda. Shankaracharyas of these mathas use the Aranya. Pragnana Brahma is the Mahavakya. Sri Padmapadacharya was the first Shankaracharya of this peeth. Bhagavan Vishnu, Jagannatha, and Varsala Vimala Devi are the chief deities here. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya also consecrated the murtis of Bhagavan's Govardhanatha Krishna and Ardhanadeshwara Shiva. Peethadipatis use Aranya and Vana as titles. It follows the Bhugavala Sampradaya. These are the pictures of the 4 mathas. Thank you, Hari Om sir. Thank you, Sachin sir, for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
We also thank you. Very nicely you brought out the 4 mathas, the 4 first adipati of these mathas, what were their name. And actually, Shankaracharya was teaching all of them after he went 3 times around the Asia by walk. He walked barefoot or whatever way he walked and then went. Imagine today if you have to walk even few kilometers, and every day for 3 times he did the entire Asia he has gone, and finally before settling into one place, before his samadhi, he has given 4 different mathas. And important is, if these mathas were not there, this parampara of teaching, this following of culture, heritage would have not been there. So long ago, he already had thought, if you don't place it in 4 different places, if you see on the India map, Uttara Matha, Dakshina Matha, Purva and Paschim Matha. So he has covered entire India. We are lucky that Adi Shankaracharya did that, and it is followed from so many years. If someone is near in Karnataka, they can always visit Sringeri and see the beautiful Matha. Those who are near West Bengal and all, they can see the other Matha which Govardhana Parvat and all is shown there.
Ma'am, in Odisha.
One by one.
Sir, near my house there is that Mata. Near our house.
Yeah, you are from Chikmagalur, right?
Native.
Yes, correct.
Native.
Beautiful. You
Sir,
have
I am
gone there?
from Karnataka, so I go to Sri.
Okay. Oh, good. What Vishwesh has to say?
Sir, Todagacharya composed Todagashtakam praising Shankaracharya.
Correct.
It has 8 verses.
I know. It is 8 verses.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Daivik said, yeah. Okay. Then let us now move to the next part. That is why Shiva is called Bholenath. Have you heard this name, Bholenath?
Sir, Bholenath
Yes, sir.
Shankara.
Hari Om
Yes.
sir.
Hari Om. So Anvit today will tell a story by which we will understand why Shiva is called Bholenath. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Story of Bhasmasura and Shiva and Mohini. Hindu mythology. Why Lord Shiva is called Bholenath? Lord Shiva is called Bholenath because he easily pleased with showers his blessings. So I am going to tell you the story of Bholenath, Bhasmasura, and Mohini.
Now you tell in your own words, don't read.
There is a king called Bhasmasura. One day he thought he needs to be immortal and should not die at death. So he was walking in a forest and he met a Narada there. Then he said, I want to be immortal, and if I touch anyone's head, there should be ashes. Then Narada said, pray for years, then Lord Shiva will give you the weapon. Bhasmasura prayed for years and years. Lord Shiva pleased and appeared with his meditation. So he said, Bhasmasura, open your eyes. I am pleased with your tapas. Bhasmasura said, O Lord, I should be immortal and I can defeat anyone. Can you give me that boon? Then Lord Shiva said, everyone should die, born and die. Bhasmasura then changed his mood of the boon, wanted one whose head touched Bhasmasura would his forefinger, he should immediately burn up, turned into ashes. Bhasma. This boon was demanded with Shiva. Bhasmasura immediately was happy.
We got the boon.
He got the boon. To test, Bhasmasura went to touch on Shiva's head. Shiva ran all over the forest. Then he was doing, Shiva was running and meditating. Vishnu, please help me like that. Then Lord Vishnu came disguised like Mohini and came. Then he forgot about the Shiva. Then he saw the beautiful lady. Then he said, who are you? I want to marry you. Then he said, okay, but you need to follow me. I am a good dancer. So Bhasmasura said, okay, I'll dance. Then he tried so much. Then Mohini said, okay. Then he was dancing like everywhere. Then she kept her hand on the head. And Bhasmasura kept his hand on the head. Then Bhasmasura became ashes. This was the story of Bhasmasura. End of Bhasmasura. Thank you, sir, for giving the opportunity.
Excellent story. And what it conveys is Shiva is so innocent, and it is easily possible to please Shiva. And he doesn't even know that he has given boon to, even he gave boon to Ravana. And finally, Ravana wanted to take the entire Parvat to his place in Sri Lanka. Same way here, Bhasmasura wanted to test the boon directly on Shiva. So, if he had tested, Shiva would have been gone into ashes. So he's so Bholenath. It's called Bholenath. He's pleased by even simple devotion towards him, simple prayers to him. So on this Mahashivratri, if you can pray for Shiva, then you will get the boons also. Okay? So that is the importance of this story. Now, the next story is of Shiva Dhanush. And that is going to be explained to us by Madhav. Madhav, you can go ahead.
Sir, I can start.
Yes, please go ahead.
Shivadhanush is an extremely powerful bow
gave it to ancestor of King Janaka. The King Janaka daughter Sita had lifted the bow once while playing with her sister. The king was astonished and declared that Sita would be married only to a man who could lift and swing the shivratri. The challenge was simple. Anyone who lifted and strong the bow would win Sita hand in marriage. Many kings and princes came to try, but none were successful. When Rama and Lakshmana and the sage Vishwamitra arrived and King Janaka placed the Vishwamitra asked, King Janaka told so the bow of Lord Shiva. King Janaka ordered his minister to bring the bow. The minister got it with help of 5,000 men. Taking permission from the sage Vishwamitra, Rama opened the cassette where the bow was kept. He saw the bow and asked permission from Vishwamitra to raise it and take aim with it. The king and the sage agreed. Rama lifted the bow and strung the bow with bowstring while thousands of men looked on Rama. He broke the Dhanush into half in the process and the earth shook like 1,000 earthquakes. He finally won Sita's hand in marriage.
Excellent. Very nice, Madhav. Very nice. It was very good story about how the bow was first of all made, how Sita also used. This was new for me. I did not know that Sita, and when she was young, she lifted the bow. Means she was so strong. And finally, Sita was married to the person, none other than Rama, who could lift the bow, not just lift the bow. He had so much strength that he broke it. So only powerful person like Rama could bend and break his bow, isn't it? Tell me. What happened? I could not hear you, Madhav.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, it was good. Very good. Okay. Thank you. Now, with that, we go to Linga Ashtakam. Vishwesh, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
This Linga Ashtakam is by, I think, if I'm not wrong, it is again Adi Shankaracharya's writings, and it is the prayer verses for Linga. It is a form of Shiva. Shiva cannot be really made into a form, but they made a form by Linga. It's what we pray to when we go to the different temples of Shiva. And today, only the first 4 verses will be chanted and explained by Vishwesh. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Today we are going to be seeing about the Lingashtakam verses 1 to 4 with meanings. Brahma Murari Surarchita Lingam Nirmala Bhashita Shobhita Lingam Janmaja Dukha Vinashaka Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shiva Lingam. The meaning of this verse is, I bow before that lingam, which is the eternal Shiva, which is worshipped by Brahma, Vishnu and other devas, which is pure and resplendent and which destroys sorrows of birth. Sir, next slide.
Yes.
Deva Muni Pravararchita Lingam Kamadahana Karuna Karalingam Ravana Darpa Vinashana Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shiva Lingam. The meaning of this verse is, I bow before that lingam,
which is the eternal Shiva, which is worshipped by great sages and devas, which destroyed the god of love, which chose mercy, and which destroyed the pride of Ravana. Sarvasugandhasulepithalingam buddhivivardhanakaranalingam siddhasurasuravandithalingam tatpranamami sadashivalingam. The meaning of this verse is, I bow before the lingam, which is the eternal Shiva, which is anointed by perfumes, which leads to growth of wisdom, and which is worshipped by sages, devas, and asuras. Kanaka Mahamani Bhushita Lingam Phanipati Veshtita Shobhita Lingam Daksha Suyanya Ninashana Lingam Tat Pranamami Sadashiva Lingam. The meaning of this verse is, I bow before the lingam, which is the eternal Shiva, which is ornamented by gold and great jewels, which shines with the neck being with it, and which destroyed the yajna of Daksha. Thank you so much for Sachin sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
We also thank you so much, Vishwesh, that you did so beautifully, chanted it so well, and explained it also so well. Children, next time you go to any temple, especially if you know this Lingashtakam, it is so beautiful verses which explains that I bow, I surrender to this lingam, which has done so many beautiful things, and which has also Ravana's pride was destroyed. You know, he did so many good things, as well as he has destroyed so many people who are proud about themselves. So let me bow down, surrender to such linga, and let me get all the blessings which he can shower on me. So this is one of the beautiful linga ashtakam, which you can chant when you go to such temples. And one more story about, you all know Shiva has how many eyes?
3 eyes.
So the third eye, the special eye, why it is there, Darshil will tell us this story, okay? Go ahead, Darshil. Is Darshil there?
1 minute, sir.
Okay.
Can I start, sir?
Please go ahead.
Shiva's right eye represents the sun and left represents the moon. Once Parvati Devi closed both the eyes. There was darkness in the whole universe. Hence, Shiva opened his third eye to bring back the brightness. Shiva is known as Tirukulangan or Triambakam. Once Lord Shiva was in deep meditation. On the request of other gods of love, Kamadev shot his flower arrow to wake him up. As Lord Shiva's meditation got disturbed, he became furious and opened his third eye. By the flame came out of third eye, Kamdev turned into ashes. Later on, Devas explained the reason to disturb him, and Kamdev was restored. Spiritual aspect. 2 eyes represent activities in physical world. Third eye is a symbol of wisdom. Spiritual eye, it is the symbol of acknowledgement and stands for deeper consciousness. Thank you. And thank you to Sachin sir who gave me this wonderful experience.
Very, very beautifully explained, and basically the spiritual aspect. So nicely Darshil has explained. And today I'm so happy all of you, not only Darshil, all of you, Madhav, Vishwesh, Daivik, Drutil, Druti, all of you did so well. And I am really thankful to all of you because of you taking such participation in the interactive participation. This class is running so well. And the very important is everyone brought out the importance of this mantra or shloka or this story. Like Darshil gives here importance is spiritual eye. It is not a destructive eye. It destroys, but what does it destroy? Destroys your arrogance, your ego.
It destroys bad people.
Exactly. So it takes out the bad things from people or the universe and gives good things back. So like Kamadev was taken again, restored back. So that power Shiva has. So we all pray to Shiva on Mahashivaratri. Try to be in a sitting posture for longer time. Not that the entire night you should not sleep. As and when you want to sleep, you can go to sleep. Okay. So with that, yes. Can't hear you.
You gave some people that topics for that Shivaratri, no sir. I didn't get that list.
You didn't get the list.
No sir.
You are there in the group. Your mother is there in the group.
Yes sir.
Okay. Okay. So one more thing, I want all the children has email with them. All of them have email address.
Yes sir.
Your email address. So please send me
Yes,
your
sir.
email address. All of you.
Sir, you have my email.
No. The email address which you are seeing, not your parents are seeing.
Yes sir.
So that I can directly give on email. So you will not miss anything. Okay. Those who have, they send me. Those who don't have, they ask the parents to see in the WhatsApp and tell you. Okay.
Yes sir.
I will try to give an email also from now on. Now with that, you know one more thing Shiva is famous for? Anyone knows? For something called as, art form. He is very famous.
Neelakanta.
Sir, Ananda Tandavam, Rudra Tandavam.
Raja.
Yes, Nataraja. He's called Nataraja. So we will know why he's called Nataraja.
Nataraja.
Okay. Salokya. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Another story.
Hari Om.
Yeah.
Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Chidambaram Temple History. Chidambaram is an important Chola temple site in Tamil Nadu, southern India. Most of the temples at Chidambaram were built in the 12th and 13th centuries CE. The site is dominated by the huge gateway tower of the Nataraja temple, but Chidambaram also boasts the first Devi or Amman shrine, the first Surya shrine with the distinctive stone chariot wheels with wood which would adorn many subsequent temples, and the first large Shiva Ganga tank. In this respect, Chidambaram is something of transitional uh, one site linking elements of the old and new styles of Indian temple architecture. The name Chidambaram, one of the several from antiquity, derives from the Tamil Chidambaram, meaning little hall. The site was chosen because, according to mythology, it was the precise spot where the Hindu god Shiva and once danced in a grove of delight trees. The dance was, in fact, a competition between Shiva and Parvati, and naturally the great Shiva won. The story became a popular subject in Hindu art over the centuries. Chidambara Ragasyam. Chid plus Ambaram is equal to Chidambaram. Chid means knowledge, whereas Ambaram means empty space. The meaning behind this Chidambaram secret is that human holds possession of nothing. There is a small gate in Chitra Sabha which is covered by a screen and it will be removed during the time of Arati. No portrait statue of the deity appears here. A Vilva arch made of gold is hung and displayed for the devotees. The arch will be hung without any support, that is, without any portrait or statue. The secret behind this is that the Lord here is seen as the form of sky. The sky has no beginning and no end. This means that the devotees can only feel the presence of the Lord Almighty. Chidambaram is one of the sites among the five manifestations of the nature. So next slide. So now the Ananda Tandava.
Is it this slide?
Not that. Not
This
this
one?
one. Also.
Wait, which one? Tell me.
Yeah, this one.
Ah,
You can see the leaves, the golden leaves here. The next slide, sir. Here, Chidambaram Rahasya. We can get darshana morning 9 o'clock, afternoon 12 o'clock, evening 4 o'clock. The Rahasya appears as in form of golden leaves. It is next to Nataraja Murti to the right side. So this side. They don't open every time. They open the screen 3 times only. If you can see the golden leaves, it means you'll have luck. So just after the Nataraja Murti, it will be seen.
okay. Here.
Yeah, at the right side.
That side, there.
Not sir, this side, this side. Huh, this side.
Okay.
Not up, down.
Okay.
It is not clear.
Hmm. Go ahead.
The Ananda Tandava posture. The Ananda Tandava posture of Lord Shiva is one of the famous postures recognized around the world by many. This celestial dancing posture tells us how a Bharatanatyam dancer should dance. The demon under Nataraja's feet signifies that ignorance is under his feet. The fire in this hand, power of destruction, means destroyer of evil. The raised hand signifies that he is the savior of all life. The ring at the back signifies the cosmos. The drum in his hand signifies the origin of life. Panchabhuta Sthanam, where the Chidambaram temple is located. Earth, water, fire, air, space. Prithvilingam is in earth. Ekambareshwara, Kanchipuram. Water, Appulingam, Jambu. Jambukeshwara, Tiruvanaikkaivala. Fire, Agnilingam, Jyoti. Arunachaleshwar, Tiruvannamalai. Air, Vayulinga. Shri Kalahastishwara, Kalahasti. Space, Agyalingam. Tilai Nataraja, Chidambaram temple. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sachin sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. And very nice. I think how Salokya went to this temple is also very important story. After, I think someone has explained this story in our class of Pancha Mahabhuta, she wanted to visit this temple, and her mother and father were very gracious enough to take her to the temple and show the entire temple to her. Isn't it, Salokya?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So we all try and go and see such temples which are South Indian, all South India only these temples are there. Kalahasti is in near Tirupati, Andhra.
So,
Yes, so while I was at Tirupati, there was a bus going to Srikalahasti.
Okay, someone is also saying something.
Sir, we got to know the secret from one uncle from Chennai.
Okay. Vishwesh, you want to say something?
Sir, the Tiruvannaikaval temple is there in Tirchi, sir. Like during 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, that time, the priest dresses up in a sari and does puja, sir. I don't know the significance, but I will tell it the next class.
Okay.
Because I went to the temple when I went to Tirchi.
Okay, please prepare and tell us. Raghav, you want to say something? I saw your hand up. Hand raised. Raghav?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. So we are in 14th chapter and we have already seen there are 3 types of minds. Sattvic, Rajasic and
Tamasic.
yeah, and Sattvic we all know it is a Jnana Pradhanaha. It always likes to think. It always likes to not associate with many people. It sits alone and reads or goes within himself. And it's Asanga. He doesn't like many company. But Rajasic mind is opposite. He always wants to jump here and there. He always wants to play. He always wants to go out rather than be inside. And he always, you can see him with company. And I don't have to tell about Tamasic mind. It is just like a monkey. It always plays mischiefs. It is always hurting himself as well as others. And such type of mind we don't want to have. So why do we don't want to have such type of, like we can go from Tamasic to Rajasic, Rajasic to Sattvic. But finally, the entire knowledge, the secret of Chidambara, like that, the secret of this 14th chapter is, after you step, next step, you have to leave all the things. Then only when you leave these 3 things away, then only your finger, that is our Jivatma, will come and touch to the Paramatma. Means what? You will be Purnaha. This circle represents
I already
Purnaha.
touched it, so I don't have any gunas.
Very good. So we can call you as Purnaha. Purnaha Darshila. Is it okay? Very good.
It's okay, I like it.
But this is physical. You have to do it mentally also. So you should not get angry. You should be... Yes, Madhav?
Sir, I also.
Okay. But this is only representation. Like Shiva Linga is a representation of Shiva. So this represents what you should be within. Okay. So it's a long journey. Okay. Then we have already seen in the last class, Raghav has mentioned that even this pure light, which is Sattvic people have this pureness, or they are pure like water. But all this we have to leave. Okay, because this pure things also is a bondage. Like not liking the other's company is a bondage. If you only like to be with yourself, you can't go out. You can't do any activities. You can't go to school also then. So leave this all bondages. Similarly,
Sir says it like you require one, like everything.
exactly. You require all the things as children. You require Tamasic to sleep well. Okay, your sleep, you have to refresh. You require Rajasic if you want to do some activities like you have to get up and brush teeth, take bath, go to school, come back, read. You require, you have to, from one place to another, you have to go, you have to do Rajasic activities.
Do
You have to be
you
active.
have any work?
What
Just
work?
say, you just stay at home.
That is what? If you don't just stay at home, what is that?
Don't know.
Okay. So if you just stay at home, you're reading only books, that is Sattvic. Okay. But if you want to do some work like going to school, learn, play, it requires Rajasic. And finally, what it is said is, like today's Atit will explain. Atit, you have not done the verse, right? Is Atit there?
No.
Yes, sir.
So you have not done this verse, right?
No, sir.
So we'll do it today. Madam, Rama Madam, over to you.
Sir. Hari Om. Tamastvajnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidrabhihi tannibadhnati bharata. Tamastvajnanajam vidhi
तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि
मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां
मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां
प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः
प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः
तन्निबध्नाति भारत.
तन्निबध्नाति भारत.
Okay, now let us all chant together. Tamastvajnanajam vidhi
तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि
mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidrabhihi tannibadhnati bharata.
Go
So
ahead.
the meaning of this verse is, understand tamas to be born of ajnana, which is the cause of illusion for the embodied selves. People influenced by it get pleasure through sleep, laziness, intoxication, violence, and gambling. They lose their discrimination of what is right and what is wrong, and do not hesitate in resorting to immoral behavior for fulfilling their self-will. Doing their duty becomes burdensome to them and they neglect it, becoming more inclined to sloth and sleep. In this way, the mode of ignorance leads the soul deeper into the darkness of ignorance. It becomes totally oblivious of its spiritual identity, its goal in life, and the opportunity for progress that the human form provides. So the mode of ignorance results in foolishness. What is laziness according to Bhagavad Gita? The one who takes pleasure in laziness and in sleep is certainly in the mode of darkness, and one who has no idea how to act and how not to act is also in the mode of ignorance. For the person in the mode of ignorance, everything is illusion. In Bhagavad Gita 14.17, Krishna says that if you are in the mode of goodness, you develop knowledge, and the perfection of knowledge is detachment. Attachment is the result of the mode of passion that develops greed and makes us suffer. With this, I end my verse. Thank you, Sachin sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Excellent. You have not only told about this verse, you have read 14.17 also. Very good. So, tamas is one best example of tamas I can give you is about Kumbhakarna. Do you know the Kumbhakarna story?
Yes, sir. I will get that.
No. You can keep it for the next class. But just you know that Kumbhakarna was like an epitome of tamas. 6 months he will be sleeping and sleeping and sleeping.
He's humongous. Not even 6 only.
Okay, next class, Darshil, you tell this story to us. Okay, not this.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Kumbhakarna or those who are sitting like this with the laptop and those who are always in the laptop, audios, and you see all the food lying down, video games are Kumbhakarna in this Janma also. Got it? I'll repeat.
But my mother always computer. How can that be?
Mother is going to hospital, she is doing work, she is doing surgeries. Then when she comes home, she use laptop for making her notes, not for watching games, video games, and only YouTube.
I draw in my computer.
Correct. That is not Kumbhakarna.
Mobile computer.
Someone who always is in mobile computer and sleeping on the couch and watching nothing than this is a Kumbhakarna for today's world. Not that the Kumbhakarna should always sleep. This is also Kumbhakarna, also called as couch potato. Okay, now we go to the 9th verse, which will be chanted by Rishikesh, and then we all chant. Hari-
Sir, it's like couch potato.
Correct. Rishikesh,
When
and
will this class end? I want to ask question.
last end. Darshil, we have to finish 3 verses today. We will wait for you.
After that, can I ask question?
Yeah. Go ahead, ma'am.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati rajah karmani bharata jnanamavrutya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyuta. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati
rajah karmani bharata
rajah karmani bharata
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 jnanamavrutya tu tamaha
jnanamavritya tamaha
pramade sanjayatyuta.
pramade sanjayatyuta.
Okay, very nice. Now let us all chant together. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati
Sattvam sukhe
sanjayati
rajah karmani bharata
karmani bharata
jnanamavrutya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyuta. You must pronounce Bharata. Bha Mahaprana. There is a red letter, no? Bharata.
Bharata.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Rishikesh, go ahead.
Yes, sir. The meaning of this verse is Sattva binds one to material happiness, Rajas conditions the soul toward actions, and Tamas clouds wisdom and binds one to delusion. In the mode of goodness, the miseries of material existence reduce, and worldly desires become subdued. That gives rise to a feeling of contentment with one's condition. This is a good thing, but it can have negative side effects too. For instance, those who experience pain in the world and are disturbed by the desires in their mind feel impelled to look for a solution to their problems, and this impetus sometimes brings them to the spiritual path. However, those in goodness can easily become complacent and feel no urge to progress the transcendental platform. Also, Sattva-guna illuminates the intellect with knowledge. If this is not accompanied by spiritual wisdom, then knowledge results in pride, and that pride comes in the way of devotion to God. This is often seen in the case of scientists, academicians, scholars, etc. The mode of goodness usually predominates in them, since they spend their time and energy cultivating knowledge, and yet the knowledge they possess often makes them proud, and they begin to feel that there can be no truth beyond their grasp of intellect. Thus, they find it difficult to develop faith towards God, or either the scriptures, or even God realized saints. In the mode of passion, sir, the slide before.
This one?
In the mode of passion, the souls are impelled towards intense activity. Their attachment to the world and preference for pleasure, prestige, wealth, and bodily comfort propels them to work hard in the world for achieving these goals, which they consider to be the most important thing in life. They engage in intense activity, but each action they do creates karmas, which further binds them to material existence. In the mode of ignorance clouds the intellect of the living being. The desire for happiness now manifests in perverse manners. For example, everyone knows that cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Every cigarette pack carries a warning that extent issued by the government authorities. Cigarette smokers read this, and yet they do not refrain from smoking. This happens because the intellect loses its discriminative power and does not hesitate to inflict self-injury and to get the pleasure of smoking. As someone said, a cigarette is a pipe with fire at one end and a fool at another. That is the influence of tamoguna. They cannot understand the wisdom. Even though they understand it, they
they are clouded with the darkness and they are. Sir?
They're following their instinct. They enjoy the pleasure and forget the pain, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rishikesh. Excellent. So both Atit and Rishikesh did well. And Rishikesh explained the summary of all the gunas. And I hope this was an excellent class for all of you. Remember that the thing which causes you pleasure and need not be sattvic. Okay? Like a dog biting on a bone and feeling that he is biting the bone, the blood is coming from the bone. Actually, the sharp ends of the bone hits his gum and the bleeding from his own body, he thinks that it is coming from the bone. So such pleasure is not good. It is really painful. Similarly, inculcating good habits is important. But because you are good in some things, doesn't mean someone else is not good in that. Someone else might be good in something other things. So if you are sattvic, if you are in a sattvic nature, reading well, studying well, performing well in everything, doesn't mean you should be proud of it. Because that proud or pride, you know what Shiva does. Bhasmasura was burnt into ashes by Vishnu, but anything who is proud, he will be destroyed.
Shiva is a destroyer, so he'll destroy everyone.
Exactly.
And
But
everything.
Shiva will destroy your pride also. So you can be sattvic, but don't be proud of yourself. Entire life,
Selfishness.
yes, entire life be humble. You should understand that, okay, God has given me gift of learning, reading. Some people may not be that talented, but don't misunderstand them. And Rajasic nature also is important, but too much overactivity, too much activity which loses all your energy and you don't get energy to even eat. That is not good, children. So Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic has three different importance, but you should not be using or too overusing them. With that, I think today we end the class by chanting our mantra and we start the next class with 10th verse. Darshil has
What
taken.
about the questions?
We will have after this mantra, we will Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.